Absolutely. You know, we had one of our first chats of the day with somebody that was like, are they going to be honest and say that the hill's been going downhill for a long time? Bro, we've been documenting the demise, the ups and downs of the hill for longer than you, pal. Listen, we started this show dunking on the hill, and we'll finish this show dunking on the hill until they're no longer relevant at all, which is getting close. They've had some people try and fill in for Briahna recently. They had what's her face from that used to be on there, the horse girl.
Jessica.
Jessica. That was a horrible way to describe it. She doesn't look like a horse. She just looks like the kind of person that would have had a big phase where they would have really liked horses in their youth, and that's how she sticks out to me, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like Taylor Swift in the early era. That's like where I file her away in my brain, right? You know, I'm sure she's a lovely person. What's her name? Burbank, right?
Jessica Burbank.
Okay, yeah, gotcha. Burbank. Okay.
Who's also very progressive. I tend to usually agree with Jessica, but I just don't think she has nearly as much charisma on camera as Brie did. You know, I think she's capable of doing a really good job on Rising, but for whatever reason, she always just kind of seems bored. She kind of seems like she's just, you know, trying to get her paycheck and get out of there as soon as possible.
From a corporate media outlet.
I don't blame her. I don't blame her at all. It's probably the right approach. But yeah, whenever it's one of her segments, I don't find myself as engaged. Now they have this guy who's seemingly filling in for Brie. I'm not sure if it's going to be on like a full-time basis or just, you know, temporary substitute while they try to figure out what's going on. I saw another lady on there the other day who I put in the thumbnail, also filling in for Brie with Robbie. I watched a couple of these segments. They're pretty bad. It's not, you know, even close to the level of chemistry that Robbie had with Briahna. I mean, it's, you know, a competent, you know, conversation or whatever, but nothing that's really worth spending a lot of time watching. And as you can see, 483 views from an hour ago. That's like,
even if YouTube's being slow processing it, that's still horrible numbers for a platform with 1.95 million subscribers.
Yeah. That's the other thing, guys. Like people talk so much about like subscribers and how many subscribers does any given channel have. We have 34,000 subscribers.
Yeah, 34K.
And this is like a typical performance for one of our mid-tier videos. If we published like a video just about the election or something an hour ago, it would be pretty typical for us to have racked up about 483 views. Again, we're a channel with about, you know, a little over 30,000 subscribers. The Hill has almost 2 million subscribers, guys. It's embarrassing.
Yeah, like let's just objectively go through all the, like, click videos.
Yeah,
like if you have 1.95 million subscribers, like what's another channel with about that many subs? The channels that have that many subs typically like hit homers and homers. Like you're talking like at least 250,000 views on a video, and this is just dog shit. It's just dog shit numbers. They broke through with the Veep Stakes bump in the road,
and even that's not a Rising video. It's just one of their like 1 minute little news segments.
And that's probably why I got 24,000 views, because it's so quick to rack it up. And YouTube doesn't prioritize that shit at all. By the way, they don't give a shit unless it's long enough for them to run multiple.
I bet Briahna really hated having to miss out on this segment. Are aliens all around us? Yeah. Aliens among us? Yeah, I'm sure Brie is just like, I really wanted to contribute to
their
that
bump stock band video only got 20K. I mean, that's ridiculous. That's the kind of bread and butter content that they would have really smashed with. Kevin Spacey, Epstein content only getting 10K on a channel with a million, almost 2 million subscribers. I mean,
this is absolutely embarrassing. Like sometimes if we release a video and it doesn't even crack 1,000 views, I'll just unlist it after a couple days because it's kind of embarrassing. But to be a channel with 2 million subscribers and you're posting videos over 24 hours ago that still haven't even cracked 700 views, like you're the Revolutionary Blackout Network or something. Like this is humiliating, guys. This is completely humiliating. And I think a large part of this has to do with the backlash from viewers, not just that they, you know, don't want to watch a video where it's two commentators, one of which isn't Brie. I think they're actively, you know, protesting the Hill's Rising and the Hill's decision to fire Brie by just, you know, boycotting the channel essentially. And yeah, it's proven here, as Glenn posted about on Twitter, that since she's been fired, they've noticed a significant decline in subscribers, about 20,000, which, as Glenn said, is pretty freaking significant if you actually take a look at the pool of people that consistently tune into their content.
Absolutely. And that's another thing, right? You can have a load of subs, like people who randomly at one point saw one video and then hit it. But you have bread and butter people who are like your hardcores, right? People who never miss your content. They used to, back when I listened to a lot of sports radio to like try and get better at being on the microphone and having a good presence, but I don't want to constantly be inundated by like 10 million different people's political perspectives. Like I'd rather just read about politics and then listen about sports to, kind of like get reps and, do better. Yeah. And one of the things that they talk about is they always in radio would divide up their listener bases into like 3 different categories. And I wish that YouTube had 3 different categories of subscriber bases. One, which is, I've seen this, I want to be reminded about it down the future. 2 is if it's like, and for the radio, those were the people who would keep it on if it was on, right? And then they had the people who liked the content, but they weren't going to like go out of their way to schedule their lives. They were just like, oh yeah, I really like this and I will actively listen, whenever I can. And then it was the people who never miss any of your content, the people who are going to listen to your entire show every single time, right? And the people that actively chose right there, the 20,000 people who actively chose to unsubscribe, those were the people that were actually driving a shitload of their views. And not only were those people driving a shitload of their views, they were probably watching it early in the morning when it first dropped, giving it good engagement and click-through rates from YouTube. And then therefore YouTube would pump it in the rest of the algorithm. Now it's tanking right off the bat, because they have so many subscribers and so many people are not choosing to click on it. So it's not getting promoted by YouTube. It's not getting in the algorithm, and it's massively handicapped because YouTube has such a complicated algorithm, but it's really based off of a couple of things, right? It's not the boogeyman out to get you. It's not, I'm suppressing this kind of content. They're not uplifting your kind of content, that's for sure. If you're a progressive lefty on the internet, they definitely are not promoting you anyway uniquely. But the reality is what they're doing is they're saying, how many people clicked on this? How long did they watch after they clicked on it? And did they hit the subscribe button afterwards? Did they hit the notification bell afterwards? Those are all 3 things that YouTube will do. How many people am I showing this to? Okay, well, this person watched a lot of Kyle Kalinske and a lot of Breaking Points. And after that, they were willing to watch your shit. So we'll object it to them. It's never getting main paged. It's because if you get main paged on YouTube in 2024, like you're gonna blow up. You're gonna get so many fucking new subscribers and new interface from that. So that'll never happen. That's not even gonna happen to a channel like The Hill, let alone a channel like me or Gavin.
Yeah, exactly. And just to remind everyone, we just took a look at the numbers on The Hill's channel recently. It's absolutely pathetic, as you guys saw. But let's take a look at, back in the day, back in the glory days, 3 years ago, back when Crystal and Sagar were on The Hill. It actually was not uncommon at all for clips on The Hill's rising.
They were spanking over here, dude. And even if you compare this to BP's number, they were just absolutely killing it over here.
Yep. It was not uncommon at all for their videos to crack 1 million views. These are their most popular ever. So as you can see, some of them got to like 6 million, 3 million, stuff like that. But I remember, Crystal's radars would regularly crack 1 million, 1.5 million views, just talking about like the election.
I mean, I remember during the pandemic, we woke up every single day, and I know both of us at our respective apartments watched every single Rising clip.
Totally. Exactly. And my point is that, The Hill was kind of sort of able to reemerge and become relevant again after Crystal and Sagar left, mostly thanks to Kim Iverson and Briahna Joy Gray. But now they're both gone too. Kim Iverson quit in protest, and then they fired Briahna Joy Gray for being too honest about Israel. So, this is like the 3rd or 4th time they've dealt with this and incurred serious backlash from their audience as a direct result. There's only so many times you can completely screw over your audience like this as a big channel and get away with it. They seemingly were able to get away with it the first time with Crystal and Sagar because, again, people liked Brie. They liked Kim Iverson. They were able to find alternatives. But now it's happened 3-4 times. At some point, people are just going to tune out. Plus, you add to that the fact that The Hill has a really annoying upload strategy. I don't know if anyone who subscribes to The Hill notices this, but they constantly re-upload old content, like videos from like a week ago. They'll just repackage and re-upload on like a weekend.
They're losing money and they're trying to milk everything they can, but it's just hurting their product. It's that same shit. It's what you can't do. It's like malding on the internet. You're just digging yourself a deeper hole. What people constantly try and do on YouTube is they're like, I'm not making enough money, let me put out more shit. Then your click-through rate goes down and your view duration goes down, and then YouTube doesn't
exactly. It actually hurts them, even if it makes them an extra $5 over the weekend. In the long term, it hurts them because half the people that clicked on those videos immediately clicked off of those videos when they realized it was content they'd already seen. that brings down the viewer retention rate of the whole channel. And like you said, Zach, it just keeps going downhill. But yeah, this is just a crazy story of a channel, a corporate media news network that really got lucky with Crystal and Sagar at first. And then even after screwing over Crystal and Sagar, got lucky again with more hosts that were able to fill the void. Yet they keep shooting themselves in the foot. They completely destroyed this massive 6.5 million potential audience they had. That's how many people were tuning in into the Crystal and Sagar days, and now they've whittled it all the way down to 3.4 thousand on average per video. I mean, that's incredibly humiliating, and all just to prevent the truth from being aired on their network about Israel.
Yep.